Hello everybody, this is Sci-Fi Junk yet again on this lovely, wonderful Friday afternoon. And today is going to be, we're going to go a little in the ride of what our government's doing. Or at least my speculation of what the government's doing in my local area. Anyway, as you will see, this happens to be yesterday's newspaper, because this is October 2nd at the recording of this video. And as you will see, it has stuff about, the lovely, wonderful Sucker Day. In my opinion, it was too short. What seems to have happened is that from 9 in the morning to maybe 3 in the afternoon, that was pretty much it, and everybody decided to vacate, because by the time we got to it around 6 or 5:30, it was pretty much gone and done with. Now, in that newspaper, occasionally I get get the newspaper for what's on the front page. But my mother, she happens to look at the classifieds for property taxes and stuff. Maybe we could actually get a house, maybe go into auction or something like that, or whatever, however it works here in Oklahoma. But anyway, she came across classifieds, and as you will see, or maybe not be able to see, the positions that happens to be open for the City of Wetumka and which would indicate that these positions are in fact open, since they're in the newspaper. Now, just in case you weren't able to read that because I was going so fast, it happens to be the job positions for City of Wetumka and Wetumka Public Works Authority. Blah blah blah. Anyway, one of them happens to be city manager. One of them happens to be superintendent. One of them happens to be city clerk. One happens to be city treasurer. And one happens to be court clerk. Now, if you manage to actually go through my videos, you'll actually see that the video I put together was them was actually streaming somebody that managed to stream it. They didn't stream the whole thing because, well, they seem to think that everybody could actually go to this lovely, wonderful meeting, and you could actually only fit so many people in the freaking courtroom to begin with, and I don't think people understand that. But anyway, at one point, with our previous city manager, now granted, she made mistakes here and there, but one of the things that she always did was to make sure that at least one person tried to stream the city council meetings. That happens to not be the case because, well, primarily because she is not a city manager anymore, and in fact, I think maybe the city manager is actually trying to hide something, or strike that. The city council is trying to hide something. Matter of fact, today I brought up that these positions were open to the housing authority I happen to live in, which actually, was the housing authority that I used to be the head IT guy of, or the head freelance IT guy of. And the executive director at the the executive director of the housing authority said that he tried to make a number of payments for electric, and I told him that my mother, that I'm a caregiver to, because she's still somewhat there, or she's actually all there, she just can't really stand up very long or anything like that. So she was trying to make payments to everything, because on the first of the month she tries to make sure everything's paid. And electric happens to be one of them. We didn't get our electric bill, so we actually had to call and they didn't even know how much we owed them. So, my mother happened to give them $190. They added $2 extra because she did it over the phone with the credit card convenience fee, which I think is pretty stupid in my opinion. I think they should fucking eat the convenience fee, but no, they do like everybody else and just pass it along to the customer. But anyway, so she goes ahead and makes a $192 payment. And but before they even took the payment, she called. First go around, they wouldn't answer at all. Yeah, and so she had other things to pay on. She decided to do that, and then she came back to the City of Wetumka when it came back to electricity. And they come to find out they were still closed, but yet they didn't have anything set up. They could have had their answer machine set up. Saying, we're still closed for updating our system or installing our new system or something like that. No, they didn't have anything like that set up. Nothing. And this is a prime example of why it kind of brings up a lot of questionable stuff when it comes to the City of Wetumka. More specifically, the city level of City of Wetumka. Or I should say the high level of City of Wetumka. Some of us civilians or citizens, we're just trying to live our lives and have a home. But yet when it comes to the city level, the government level, they clearly have no clue what they're doing. They really don't. And having all these positions in the newspaper clearly shows that there's no one in these positions at all. Matter of fact, when they fired the city manager, they made a city treasurer the city manager, interim city manager, and you could tell in one of those lovely, wonderful, in one of the streams that she had no clue what she was doing as city manager. She had no freaking clue. And then there was one of the meetings that actually made it into the newspaper where, actually no, believe it or not, no. It was the same meeting. That when she got fired, they went ahead and put it in the newspaper because no one had any reason why she was getting fired. So it actually came in the newspaper. And when it was in the newspaper, they were talking about getting a new system for your utility bills, because apparently the system they have was unsecure and anybody can just go in there and do whatever they want. Yeah. This kind of makes me glad that I don't work at the city level, because you think this gray hair is, the way it is now. I'm pretty sure if I worked for the city level, that my whole head would be gray. Seriously. Especially with the way the current mayor is running City of Wetumka right now. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Put your thoughts wherever in the comments below if you like. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't freaking care. But this right here is a fine example. Check that. This right here is a fine example of why the City of Wetumka is so screwed up. Because now there is a butt-ton of positions open at the city level that should not be open all at the same time. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. And by then, it's just one of the things that just. This is one of the things that is actually driving me into getting into politics. And I'm a guy that does not like to be in politics. So, with that being said, don't have too much fun, or at least try not to. And maybe if you got these qualifications and you happen to live in, Wetumka, apply for them. That's all I can tell you. So, yeah. Anyway, don't have too much fun.